The first step to reaching your full potential is having the courage to start. At Strayer University, we help students take action by making higher education more affordable with access to up to 10 no-cost gen ed courses. Because our goal is helping you work toward yours, so you can always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. No-cost gen ed provided by Strayer University affiliate Sophia Learning. Eligibility rules apply. Connect with us for details.
The podcast playground.
Hooray!
You are now entering the Whose House podcast.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Whose House podcast. Bring the RZA in here, man. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. Let's not waste no time, man.
Joke's Up Ice Cream Dispensary is the #1 cannabis dispensary in Studio City and Los Angeles, offering the highest quality and the best prices on ice cream cannabis.
Redman always been considered Wu-Tang. I don't care what anybody says.
He's like the Wu-Tang cousin.
I see you got my man in here too, man. What's up, man?
I'm good.
Mathematics, what up, man?
Yes, sir.
You good, man?
I'm good.
I thought you were smoking weed or something, man. You're right.
Can I? I got a blunt right here. He got one in his pocket.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do, of course.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You guys will never change, man.
And first of all, Meth is on fire. His pen
game is serious.
Actually, his whole energy. His energy is up, and his MC skills. He's writing like he's a hungry MC trying to get a deal. You know what I mean? Still. Yeah. And so I think his bars on the music that Math had was a strong foundation. It was some of the first lyrics that we heard, and it helped inspire the other MCs. And
then not to mention, like, I know, because me being in a rap group, whenever one artist has incredible shit, it kind of like forces the others to come together, regardless of what's going on, regardless of any kind of issues, because, you know, every group has, internal bullshit going on. Yeah. But the music always brings everybody together. Where they don't care about money. They don't care about what the fuck happened. You fucked my wife. Well, I don't know about the wife shit.
That's the limit.
Yeah, that might be the limit. I'm sorry, Rich.
That's the limit.
But the power of music. And the thing I love about Wu-Tang, like, they always, like, I don't know, they always like 10 years ahead. Talking about how Eminem ripped, like, Trump, and how he's not desensitized with what's going on. Shit.
First of all, I actually commend Eminem for doing it, because hearing it come from a white guy is different than hearing it come from a black guy. Yeah. If when the black man do it, it's like we're complaining. But when the white man do it, when your own people could look at you and tell you to your face, nah, bro, you're wrong, it's different. And that's why I think it's newsworthy. It's not forget him being a rapper. He's a white American talking about a white president.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's what, to me, makes it valuable. And I'm glad that hip-hop could produce an MC like him that could go ahead and do it like that. Because now we can sit back and say, yo, see, it ain't just how we feel. It's how the people feel. Mm-hmm. And so I'm glad that happened. But, of course, Wu-Tang has been doing it. I'm quite sure Eminem, is a student of Wu-Tang.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And we Ugar said it on the song Impossible, United Nations. He goes in to talk about the political situation, military bomb threat, planetary conquest. He said, we want
the one world, the one
world
unifying,
order.
The one world order.
How
this is years ago now.
Years ago. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we've been talking about the innocent black immigrants, you know what I mean? Locked in housing tenements, 85% dependent welfare recipients. You know what I mean? We've been talked about that, but sometimes it's not heard. It's like, even in your household, if your father is talking to you and your mother, you don't hear it till somebody in the streets or somebody else outside tell you. And for us, talking about it is one thing, but to have Eminem now say, Mr. President, F you. Now the president can't go back and be like,
yeah, but it's really like mind-boggling. Like, he fuck his position in hip hop where he could control everything he say people listen to, but he is like annoyed as a human being.
Exactly.
Fuck the hip hop whatever status. He's the illest white guy, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just one man that can't take it anymore.
And he let it out. And like I said, if one of us would have said it, it would have just been dismissed.
Yeah.
And him saying it, It's actually a strong blow for hip hop. So I commend it. We make our music for ourselves. Every once in a while, we aim. Like maybe 10% we aim. Like Gravel Pit was an aim, but it wasn't total pop. But it was an aim at something that we felt. You know, me as a producer, I felt the tempo, the vibe. I wrote this. I made that beat and the concept for Aaliyah to be on the hook originally, and she had came to the studio and it was going to happen, but it didn't happen.
R.I.P. Yep.
R.I.P. to that beautiful sister. But that was one of the times that I reached a little bit, and yet it ended up being a top 40 song. So it was a good reach. But on Shimmy Shimmy Ya, which was also a top 40, ODB, we didn't reach. He just went in. Oh baby, I like it. Whoa, and just went in. On Cream, he wasn't reaching. It was just the story of growing up, of Inspector Deck and Raekwon's experience in life that we all go through as young black men in America. Majority of us, single parents, living in a gun-infested community, having to resort to selling street entrepreneurship.
Yeah, he was wilding.
You get it? You know what I mean? So we never, we never stopped doing that and putting it into our music. I think that if you go back and take some of the Wu-Tang lyrics, you'll hear.
Dirty said something.
Yeah.
And Dirty, like you said, like we've been saying this because this is something I got from Dirty from back in the 90s that apply to today.
Yeah,
My God,
he found a sample
24 years later.
He found a sample of Dirty that's in this album. You got to when you get a chance to get it and you play it. Dirty says what's happening right now. On Love, you see Ghost. He has a great lyric on the album. He says his girl be in the kitchen like Patti LaBelle with a bunch of jokes all day like Dave Chappelle.
Wow.
You know what I mean? A checkbook queen who could balance it well. But in the bedroom, she be doing it well.
Wow, what a fucking line.
So we touch on that. Then we also touched on some of the situations, about how a black man's life ain't worth a loaf of bread. And that's real. When you see a kid get shot with a plastic gun,
yeah, that's a nightmare.
It ain't even the price of a loaf of bread, basically. And we face that. So Wu-Tang is always going to do that. That W is the wisdom, the U is the universe, the T is for the truth.
Like, how do you see the world now? Like, with us living in this matrix.
Well, I see it really the way that you see it, I will say, right? Because I realized personally that all that, like a lot of us get economic freedom, right? Freedom is something that everything in the universe strive for.
It's funny you say that because when I hang with like Floyd Mayweather and I hang with, like, if I talk to LeBron, yeah, Floyd is the illest because Floyd's like, yeah, I'm successful. I got 200 million, but at the end of the day, they're giving me permission to have this 200 million.
Exactly.
So this is a different form of slavery. Yeah,
so that's what I mean. So freedom is something that everything strives for. Even if you try to catch a fly in the glass, it wants out. A bird in the cage. Even the dog you walking on, he's trying to pull over this way. Everything desires freedom. So we've been given, by being successful, maybe somebody obtains economical freedom, but there's so many other freedoms that's infringed upon. And so what I love about now, though, and how I feel about now is that the consciousness of the average American is increased. And even on the negative side or positive side, I mean on the negative side, even if they say, yo, there's these dudes over here from they want to march and advocate their way of life. You know what I mean? It's like that's it's negative, right? But they have the consciousness now at a young age to express their evil. And I'd rather see them tell me they're evil than conceal it. It was concealed for a long time. So I'd rather just see it. Oh, that's how you feel? Cool. Then you can stay over here.
Stay the fuck over there.
I stay over here.
Yeah, I'd rather just know.
Yeah, I'd rather know. Knowing is half the battle, right? But the thing that also though is that I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. It talk about the football players are way super intelligent now. Like these are like they may have always been, but the impression to us was that a football player was a jock and he got pushed through school and he don't have no academic knowledge. These young brothers have the knowledge. They are academically, vocabulary speaking correctly, and they know exactly what's going on, and they're able to express it. And even though they rich, they say, yeah, it's not about my money. Okay, it's about my humanity. And that's what I love about it. And I see the same thing in my world, and that's how I see the world. Like, yo, it ain't about if I'm hustling, if I'm gaining money, or come do this, I go $1 million here, $1 million there. Yo, nah, man, that's cool. That's my lifestyle, but that's not my life.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this one last thing, man. I had to say this out loud. I hope this reaches the airways, right?
Oh, it will.
So let's talk about the idea of white supremacy. If you were to say that in the 50s and 60s, there's maybe at that time there wasn't enough evidence to counter that ideology, because they taught that Africans couldn't even write when the Europeans came over and grabbed them and brought us over here to this country. The history of us is that we were savage, heathenistic,
butt naked people in Africa, wild.
You know what I mean? But now it's already exposed. Even Dr. Henry Gates got a great documentary, Civilizations in Africa, where we've been writing for 10,000 years.
Wow.
Okay? They found statues that we've made with metal. Forget a rock statue or the carving of David.
Oh wow.
Forget that. That's pretty impressive for the Romans. No, they found statues where blacks was using metal better than the metal stuff you see nowadays.
What?
Accurate,
carbon dated, like 10,000.
Accurate faces.
What?
So the history has been debunked about saying, oh, we are the people that came and had to help the world become who they are. No, we already had the world. In fact, the European Caucasian man actually learned from the African man, and then he was able to build his civilization. Now, we did fall from grace, you know what I mean, for one reason or another, or maybe
it happens.
It happens. There's a rise and fall.
Falls, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rise, they fall.
But to think that, anybody is superior to the other, nah. The fact that all men are created equal is so pure, is so real, that even on the genetic level, when the sperm meets the egg and it starts to form into a body, you don't even know if it's a man, bird, animal, fish, or mice in the first week.
Get out of here.
Because it's still the same genetic pool of energy. And then it eventually comes to be a human life. And at that point, it's not even a gender. It's not even a male or female. And then when it finally gets to certain gestation, it'll get to the point where it's a male or female. But when it comes out, it is just as frail as a deer when it came out. It's just as frail as a baby hatching from an egg when it came out. It is just as frail as a black, white, red, yellow, or brown. It's just as frail. And it needs the same nurturing that everything. So that's why all men are created equal. And for us to put the supremacy over one or another is foolish and is debunked. Right. And I don't know why they still running with that idea, because it's like, nah, bro, that's not the fact.
And the fact is 10,000, 20,000 years ago. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I said, on the song One and Only, I said, look me in my eye and lie to me again. Tell me I'm your only lover, your best friend. Tell me that this love we have will never end. Look me in my eye and lie to me again.
Yo, look at my head up with that shit. What?
That's like a poetry, but that's how I felt one day. This girl was lying to me. But you know what? Lie to me one more time. It felt so good. I take it one more time.
Shout out to Hardin, Las Vegas, the best dispensary in the world.
No, on the Woo, you're gonna get definitely some maturity, but Raekwon's still gonna bust 16 shots now. You know what I mean?
My Lord.
And Ghost gonna choke you out, yo. I mean?
It's funny you brought that up. Can you explain like the fear factor Wu-Tang brought? The music was incredibly and aggressive, but the fear factor is not popping off like that these days. Where if the crew came through, well, you need to watch your jewelry, watch your fucking coat. Well, watch everything. Like you couldn't control your whole crew.
Nah, I was serious.
You couldn't control like
Listen,
half.
Bro, you're looking at the difference. I think, and I don't think this is nothing to be braggadocious about or whatever. But you're looking at 7 of the 9 members are felons. You know what I mean? We were the ones that was counted out. That's supposed to be dead or in jail by 25, and some of us had visit the penal institution, of course. Yeah, but we thank music and hip hop because it was our way out. It saved our lives.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It saved our family lives. But we were definitely not the college preppy kids, or we was the dudes that made hip hop fearsome. You know what I mean? In the old days, you couldn't like go to Union Square with your nice sneakers, jewelry, or whatever.
Everything is out of here.
You know what I mean? People was taking that.
I saw the worst knockout in Union Square.
What?
Yeah.
The worst knockout.
Nah.
The worst. It's like the dude was fighting.
Right.
He was fighting, but he just got caught. And when he got caught, I ain't never seen nobody get knocked out like that. It's like he was on the floor going through convulsions. His eyes was in his head. It was ugly. I seen a dude at the base get shot in the club.
What?
I mean, not that's not nothing to brag about. I'm just saying, when we come from that era of hip hop, that it was dangerous to be hip hop. You know what I mean? And we're glad that hip hop has calmed down, and that you have a lot of artists who are able to be artists and not have to fear for their life to be an artist.
Yeah, but it was, at the end of the day, it was still fun. Because and that's what we wanted to do. Because like I used to throw jams in Baisley Projects, so it was like,
wow,
yeah. So it's like you come out, it's like sometimes somebody act up. It was a shootout, so shut the whole shit down.
Right.
But we came back out. We came back out the next day. We came back out the next week or whatever.
It's part of like the whole hip hop culture anyway. Because back then, like I'm sure you guys were banned in certain clubs and like Mobb Deep. Every time Mobb Deep Shook Ones came out, people were dying.
That's it.
Capone Noriega had crazy hits.
Oh,
like,
that
people
was
were
it.
getting shot the fuck up. You guys was one of them. Like,
Yeah.
So the Ruckus.
Brand the Ruckus.
Oh my God.
If we did that song first, the fight happened.
You would have to wait till later to drop it.
Yeah, but we loved it though. We loved that energy too. We ain't gonna act like we didn't like it. But I think as we matured, we definitely, like I said, I really appreciate where hip hop is at now. I think KRS once said it best. He said, if you take what he said, we said we're not starting violence, we just having fun.
Yeah.
And I think that, then he went to the Stop the Violence movement. All those energies, and I think when P. Diddy and the Red Zone, and him taking it to an upscale level as well, I think all that helped mature the art. You know what I mean? Because it has to be mature. Even punk rock had to be matured. You know what I mean? Even rock and roll or blues. The old blues was violent as well. A lot of those singers, Delphonics, we had a chance to meet them.
Wow.
The Delphonics came to a Wu-Tang session back in the day. Check it out. Went to the store to go get some whether beer or rolling paper, whatever, and got into a shootout. Because it was, at the time we still had neighborhood beef. So
what?
But when they came back to the studio, they was like, yeah. Hey, young bud, don't worry about it. We been through that when we was kids too.
Fuck out of here, man.
But anyway, I'm happy that this generation, I know it's still I know Chicago is going through it crazy, and in Brownsville we lose 100 brothers every year, but I'm glad that this generation of hip hop got people like Chance the Rapper, you know what I mean, Wiz, and
J. Cole,
Kendrick, people that could give you the energy without all of the extra violence that come with it. I really hope that we don't ever get another Biggie Pac situation.
I was gonna bring that up because that kind of like upgraded forcing us to change.
Yeah,
into something else.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because when people die because of that, like that was really because of hip hop.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
Listen, if you do want to get violent, put your gloves on and just go hand in hand.
Knuckle up.
Not even not in hand. Just put your gloves on and go and throw a swing. Look, a few knots, a few eye jammies. You'll live through that, and you
respect it.
Yeah, you'll respect that
because either you lost or he won.
Exactly, the best man won.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody could win with a gun. A 6-year-old You know, like what's that movie, Cutthroat City?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? A young kid like that with a gun could take out 10 grown men. So if y'all do want to, you know, I'd rather keep hip hop peaceful as it is right now. But if you do feel the aggression coming back, just get you a pair of knockouts. All right. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you went through like artists y'all had issues with, and you see them now. Now you guys are cool, and you're like, yo, we could have like died back then, or somebody could have died. Yeah, we had a beautiful conversation with 50 at the Long Beach Festival, and we just talked about, you know, all of us talked, you know, and it was like all of us came together. Didn't he have like issues with Ghostface back then too?
Ghost was right there with him.
Wow.
They hugging. You know what I mean? And the idea was like, yo, like when you're a kid, you never know what it is to be a man. And think about, let's go Pac and Biggie. They didn't make it to be men. You're not a man at 25, yo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're not a man. You think you are though, but you're not. And that goes back to our military. You know, we draft kids at 18 years old.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? Then
Mind control.
Then we send them out to go to war, and we love it. I love I love them for their sacrifice, right? But when they come home with all the things they did, they have a problem dealing with it. They have the trauma because they're growing into their manhood, and the things they did in their childhood is now becoming a psychological problem for them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's, you know, just because the body. There's a lesson that says for a woman's body, because creation is important to life, her body hastens to maturity at the age of 13. She will have her menstruation and she can actually reproduce at that age. But psychologically, she's not ready for that.
Exactly.
And just because a young boy body hastens to the age of 18 to be strong and dominant and able to also reproduce and have all this testosterone energy, that don't mean that his mind has developed. They did recent studies saying that at 25 is when the brain starts kind of settling in. That's why you shouldn't smoke weed before that, because your brain is still trying to figure it out. So if you look at Pac and Biggie, they didn't make it to 26. You know what I mean? If Pac would have been here right now at 40, imagine the power, the energy, and the spirit he would have had for our planet. Imagine the energy Biggie would have had for our planet. You know what I mean? And we wasted that energy by wasting it inside our youth. And so young brothers out there, I'm just saying, be positive, be men as much as you can, but trust me, your full development has not happened. I know that from living it.
And sometimes it takes 5 minutes to think before you do something too. Just please give yourself 5 minutes. Yo, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna go to jail for this shit. Maybe I will get caught. Stop. That one spark right there might just I had dinner with Fat Joe the other day at Cipriani, and I'm telling Fat Joe I can't believe I'm sitting here with you. Like, usually when I saw your crew or saw y'all run, escape, you just kidnap my ass and all kinds of shit. So me and him is eating together, and we're laughing and shit. But I honestly, I could have died, or 50 could have killed him, or we talked about all that shit. But look at them now; they on stage together. You know, Chris Lighty was kind of R.I.P. to him. He kind of made them but sometimes it takes something to get people together too. But at the end of the day, they're probably damn, I can imagine, damn, why do we do that?
Yeah, it's growth and development.
Fucked up.
Things happen over time.
Yeah.
It's growth and development. When you grow, you got to develop. It's fluctuation, which is one step to the next step. And like he said, brothers ain't get a chance to take the next step.
And one thing I got to give respect to RZA, he has respect for this thing called poetry that doesn't get any light. Russell Simmons always been the guy that's been bigging up poetry for years. It really is element where it affects the human experience when you're sitting there. And sometimes whatever people are saying, it can either get you mad, you can get happy from the shit. And I seen your new movie. You
Love Beats Rhymes.
Yeah, you actually got that element in there.
Yeah, there's a beautiful line that Jill Scott says as a poet professor. She says, reading a book could change what you know, but reading a poem could change who you are. And that's the power of poetry. It does have that penetrating voice to get into the soul of you and make you be very introspective and contemplative.
Well, for me, I did graffiti back in the days as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
like on the fucking train. Like,
yeah, I did graffiti.
Oh,
so
wow.
I mean, that's that. When I did the Woo logo, that was because I did graffiti.
Get the fuck out of here! You did the Woo logo, yo.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Word.
Come on, man. Why I didn't know that? That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
That
Yeah.
is nuts.
Word.
What made you like create that? Is it, to make it? Is there some kind of like force behind you to make it look like that? Or
It was old English. It was old English in the Philly blunt.
Oh, wow.
I was called the Phillies back then.
This shirt makes sense then.
Yeah, it makes sense. Damn sure do. When I seen it, I was like, oh, that's ill.
Yeah, this is an LT, dogs. I didn't want to wear the, I have a million Wu-Tang tees, hats, and everything, but I don't want to come here because RZA here, he's like corny nigga, man. He had to wear a Wu-Tang shirt, but this shirt is an ill fucking shirt.
That's an ill shirt.
I don't give a fuck what RZA thinking about right now. This is an ill shirt.
And it's actual fact. I was going through. I was in 40 projects at the time. Went to the store, got me a 40 of old English.
Yeah,
And I sat on the floor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's something we discussed. And when RZA was on Tommy Boy, I did the original Wu-Tang stickers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so for me, it's always been like art. I went to school. I went to Thomas Edison.
Oh okay.
I went there for art. That. But basically, I took like as far as the music, like the whole album. I just wanted the raw hip hop feeling and show all elements of it. And being a graffiti artist, a lot of times, inspired by comic books. I read comic books and I collected them, so I definitely wanted to add that element, even like with the cover. Like I wanted to do it myself actually, because I draw. But and I had designed RZA's cover too for Liquid Sports.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
you guys were like the first like black superheroes on comics, like hip hop superheroes.
And then you get, and also there's a guy named Gano.
Yeah. So what I did, right? I went to I had two dudes work on it, right? I had my dude Glyph. He's a dope artist out of Chicago. We ran into him. I was doing an after party in Chicago. He came through with the art book, and he knew my history. He was like, "Yo, I gotta show you this."
He was he was a math fan.
Yeah.
That's ill.
And when I opened the book and I was looking at his shit, I was like, "Wow, yo, this is dope." So I took his number. We stayed in contact.
Kidnapping that guy. Right. Yeah. I know how you guys do. Like, yo, get over here, kid.
And Gano was the one who did in the Can It Be Simple. In most of the early videos, if you see the tags or the pieces, it was always done by Gano. I think even in one of my lyrics, I was like, drop out a manhole, my rap ammo, blows your camo, have your tombstone tagged up by Gano.
Yeah,
so,
he's ill too.
Yeah, he's a classic. VG, was it VGF? VGL.
VGL Kings.
Yep.
Yeah, so I reached out to him too. So I had them work on it together. And basically just because, he did the Can It Be So Simple on the wall. So I'm trying to bring everything back to the foundation.
I'm just happy that alcoholism created the Wu-Tang logo. We got that conclusion from this interview. That's crazy.
And marijuana.
Oh yeah, let's throw the organic shit in there. Shout out to this fucking idiot, man. Do you have the original vocals from that album that what's his name? Martin Shaw Kelly? Do you have that?
It's only one copy that exists.
That's crazy. Can he sell that? Like, can he put that on eBay? But he bought it.
He did put it on eBay.
Yeah, but can he do that? Like,
it's a lot of legal parameters that we can't really discuss. We got non-disclosed, but there's a lot of legal parameters around that. The positive thing. Let me say something positive. I mean, I know he's locked up, and that's I don't.
No matter who you are,
jail's tough, bro. But the positive thing is that the idea was to prove that there's a value in music. Value must return to music, and he purchased that single album, and now that he put it on eBay, forget the legal ramifications.
Yeah,
but at least people out there also took their bids, and it's one of the top 10 most expensive bids on eBay in history.
What?
Yeah,
that is crazy, man.
So
I didn't know that.
So the idea that value is placed upon music is returned. It's the concept and the theory. It worked.
Do you have this album, man? So I can fucking.
You
never heard it, right?
No, I heard pieces. When we was overseas.
They heard about 12 minutes of it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but it was sounding good though.
Because I have like some Arabic niggas that'll give me a bit on that shit. Man. 100 G's here and there. That is crazy. That and that kind of like yeah, you're right. It does bring value because like I think Nipsey Hussle, he was selling his like album. He gave people choices to pay 200,
right,
250 because we need that in hip hop, man.
Yeah, because
the way it's going now is like people are. I can't remember last year's hit. I can remember Wu-Tang shit from like 20 years ago. Like,
yeah, that's
word
kind of
for word.
Yeah, that's kind of. I wonder what that is. I don't know. Now, I hope that's not because we're getting older and we're not paying attention.
I think it's just everything is just happening too fast. I heard you say like you were like bugged out when you saw like Just Ice and everybody coming together. You don't hear that. Like, let's say like all these young kids come together. Yeah, it's an amazing moment, but. They get the music from the internet so quick that they're just like fans of it being a hot song. Right. Where you guys kind of like molded us and turned us to who we are. Like we are you. So if you see like 8-9 artists that made you who you are, it's a different. It's a different kind of like I don't know. It's like a different spark where you can't even forget that moment.
Right.
Like there's been mad festivals and stuff like that, and all you hear is he came out, he was there, it was good, but you were like, holy shit.
Yeah, maybe it's because also we learned hip hop by living it, and this generation learned it by seeing it on TV and by wanting to, wanting to be that thing instead of being that thing.
That legendary status where it's like the rumor gets around the hood, like every hood.
Yeah.
When you see your fucking stories in LA without Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, that's when you know you're an urban legend. Like, RZA go to LA, some fucking hood in Compton, they be like, the fuck you doing here? That shit is mind-boggling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bong, bong.
It's a difference. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it all over the world. Like,
it's a blessing.
Going to Africa, going to China, like you see like kids wearing your bootleg. Fuck, I see so many bootleg. I think Wu-Tang and G-Unit and and Death Row is the most bootleg tees ever. India, I've been to India. I see like the Wu-Tang upside down, like Indian nigga giving me
Run
curry
DMC
and shit.
Too.
Yeah, and Run DMC.
Yeah, PE too. I think those is the top.
Yeah, no. Hip hop itself, the founding. I guess you got the founding fathers, the late '80s. You got the founding fathers who didn't make records that went popular around the world, right?
Like Fearless 4.
Then you got the late '80s artists who rocked it in the country and leaked a little bit across the world. And then you got the '90s who helped this spread. People say even Wu-Tang was like their first dose of hip hop, like in the Middle East, China. So Wu helped spread it around the world. Then you got the Chronic and all of them also, took it from America and spread it around the world. So I think that in PE with Amtrax, so I think that 10-year period of, let's say, 87 to 97, it started growing globally. And that's why those artists within that frame, and maybe those who kind of came a little after up into maybe 2001, 2002, but those artists actually embedded themselves in the culture, and that's why you'll see their influence all around the world.
Jokes Up Ice Cream Dispensary is the #1 cannabis dispensary in Studio City and Los Angeles, offering the highest quality and the best prices on ice cream cannabis. Jokes Up Ice Cream and Wicked will release Houdini this month.
I have a question for you because I hung out with Jackie Chan last week for my birthday, and I've met like a few of the Venoms. How did it feel? Like, I know you and Russell Crowe did all those movies. How does it feel to actually meet like the guys you sampled like a lot of their fucking movies from? Like, and what was their reaction when they met you? Because I'm sure they know who you are.
Well, they actually know. It was a blessing, first of all.
Jesus, and they're still alive. Yo, you know how old the movies are, bro?
Yo, I met Chen Quan Tai.
Oh, that's my dude.
Exactly. And Ken Quan Tai was in The Man with the Iron Fist. Mm-hmm. There's a famous movie we watched called Two on the Road, right?
2 on the Road.
I guess his name is Beardy.
Oh, you talk about He just passed too, right? Oh no,
No,
he
he's
didn't.
still here. His name is Law Kong.
Yeah, Law Kong.
But he's in my movie.
Wow.
Right? And then I had Gordon Liu, Master Killer himself. You know, the one from 36 Chambers play in my film. And for me, it was a dream come true. And what it proved to me is that you can dream. For young people out there right now who's listening to us right now, or whoever's listening, understand the power of a dream and of a vision. See, light travels at such a speed that time can't catch up to it immediately, but eventually it will.
That's amazing.
And when I sat with one of those gentlemen, like when you hear that song Wu-Tang Ain't Nothing to Fuck With, and it goes Tiger Style. And that movie is when Chen Kwon-Tai was fighting Lole.
Yeah.
Oh,
and now I got Chen Kwon-Tai in my movie playing the Golden Lion. and you know, I was a director, so they have a very custom there, like you can't even sit with the director at lunch because it's a very hierarchy. Mm-hmm. But no, I let all my actors sit with me. And when I told him how big of a fan I was of his, and told him the history, man, he was enamored.
How was his English?
His English was maybe 30%,
okay,
maybe. You know what I mean? But his spirit and everything about him was just pulsating.
Three Evil Masters is my joint.
Exactly. And the other day, you know what I did last week? I met with I interviewed Jackie Chan too.
Oh wow.
In LA. And we had a chance to go through the history. And he said something funny to me though. Let me say this last thing. Tell me what you think of this. Interviewed Jackie Chan, and he says, he was making movies in America. None of them really was as it was okay, but it wasn't until he did Rush Hour that was really big. And he didn't think Rush Hour was going to be as big, but he goes and watch it in the American theater, and he sees everybody laughing at all the jokes, and he realized he finally made it. But then he saw it in a Chinese theater, and some of the jokes didn't resonate as much. You know what I mean? Because of the difference of culture. And now, he realized that spark of energy of him and Chris helped meld culture. And Brett Ratner who was there that day also was like, yo.
It's the homie right there.
He said the hip hop, Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, Wu-Tang Clan is the energy that helped him to make that movie as well. So hip hop is powerful.
Powerful, man. Quentin Tarantino, you're hanging with that guy, man.
Yeah, hip hop is
Come
powerful.
on, man. we'll leave on that though. Shout out to Drake too, man. You shout out. You wish you wanted to do the remix or something like that before
man.
you go.
Drake is on. I love Drake, yo. That dude.
You think y'all got to work together in the future before you get out of here, man? You think that might be a possibility? He is a Wu-Tang fan.
That'd be a blessing. If not me, one of the brothers.
Okay.
One of the brothers to get a chance to make it happen.
You are now entering the Whose House podcast.
Thomas Lennon up here. What's up, man?
Hey, it's so nice to be here.
Well, yeah, so
Favorite,
early,
I
man.
will say Stan's one of my gear up songs. Like if I got to gear up for something heavy.
Stan is one of your gear up songs.
Yeah, and I know it's sad as hell, but it does get me going.
He had so many other like wild, crazy white people songs.
White America.
Yeah,
Speaking of White America, did we not play White America as my intro on this? No. White America. Now it's here. On behalf of White America.
You really just scared me for like 2 seconds because it just came out like out of nowhere. Tom. Like I don't know.
Oh no,
man.
they're all in there.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't look like a guy that knows a ton of Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I assure you, it's all in there.
You don't
a
look
murderer
hip-hop-
rhyme, one word at a time. You never heard of a mind as perverted as mine.
No. Do that again. No.
I murder a rhyme, one word at a time. You never heard of a mind as perverted as mine. I don't know. All that one goes on. That one's
Get the.
you know what position. Get back down on your knees.
Yo, I cannot believe how shocked I am right now. You do not look
Thomas
hip
Lennon
hop
knows
at all.
way more. Yeah. Are you kidding? Bass. How low can you go? Death Row. What a brother knows. Once again, back is the incredible, the uncannibal, rhyme animal D. Public enemy number 1. 5-0 said freeze, and I got numb. Should I tell him that I never really had a gun? But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell because my records they sell. Because a brother like me said, well, Farrakhan's a prophet that I think you ought to listen to. What you want to do? What you want to do is power for now. Power, the people say. Make a miracle. D of the lyrical. Back Black and Black, all in. We're going to win. Check it out. Yeah, yo. Come on. Here we go again. Turn it up.
Fuck out of here, man. Tom,
Bring the noise. There's you got White America, guys. That's on behalf of what? That was, by the way, the whitest Public Enemy you're ever going to hear in your entire life.
Golly, I think it's Black America. Yeah.
I'm actually Irish, so yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
yeah.
black.
We don't. There's no love lost between us and White America either.
You know, it's funny. I just came from, I was in Ireland like 2 months ago. I was in Limerick.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Stab City. They call it Stab City.
Yeah, it gets a little rough sometimes.
And I wore a rugby there to the club of the, I guess,
of the local team?
Yeah, of the local team.
Yeah.
And then it looked like the rugby was more of a star than me. Like, I'm a famous DJ, but
yeah,
they didn't give a fuck about
me. Look at that. Oh, he's already know about the team. Look at this fella here. Can you believe this fella here has heard about the team? That's like me singing. It's like me singing White America to you.
You don't look hip hop at all.
I don't. But I got them all right here. What's a great one? Never. You
got a nice Abercrombie or Gucci shirt on.
I'm wearing a Fashionable shirt.
Yeah.
I look terrible. What are some great M&Ms? White America. Oh my God, Square Dance, Soldiers.
Square Dance.
Square Dance is an intense one.
Intense.
And I'm like,
is it intense, Tom?
What about Criminal? Should we play?
I'm a criminal.
'Cause I'm a criminal. Hey, can we play that?
We can play all that shit, man. Yo,
I'm a criminal.
You're really making my day so easy, man.
Well, this is fun. Believe it or not, you know what's funny? People never ask me what hip hop music I like. When you play Felix Unger on TV and like Leo Getz and general like dandies and me like the Reno 911 guy, nobody ever says like, Tom, tell us all your thoughts about it, your favorite hip hop music. That doesn't come up. Sometimes people are like, hey Tom, I'm going to buy a tea cozy. What's a good place to go get that?
I mean, this is like the best show ever. Like I was not expecting all this, man. Coming from a Felix Unger background, Reno. I mean, my favorite Reno 911 episode was the Suge Knight infiltration one.
Suge, is everybody saying Suge? Can we clip that? So here's the thing. I didn't know much about Suge.
So please tell me about that episode because that's one of my favorite episodes.
When we first lived in LA, there was a big poster that Suge Knight had put up on Wilshire Boulevard, which was him, I believe, like holding an AK-47 and literally shitting on his enemies. And he had this billboard up.
He had all red on.
Yeah, it was crazy. And you're like, wow, you can just put that up? I guess you can. But we didn't know that much about Suge. I didn't even know how to say Suge at first.
Yeah, that's why I think I was dying in the car when y'all got the call.
We wrote this bit for the Reno 911 movie, which is called Noise Complaint at Suge Knight's mansion.
You like Suge Knight.
Mr. Suge. Is there a Mr. Suge here? Mr. Suge, are you? And so what we did was we shot that all in one take. We just pulled up to this mansion. We had like 300 or 400 extras. Everybody's in there, and then eventually we pull out guns and everything. But we just walk around just going, Suge, hey, it's Suge here. It's Suge's birthday. Why are we doing cake? Is it Suge's birthday cake yet? If you haven't looked up Happy Birthday, Suge Knight. Now, knowing everything I know about Suge now, I'm not positive we would have done that bit. They're like, where I'm like, hey, it's your birthday, Suge. No, it's birthday, Suge. It's birthday. Like, that might have been ill-advised, but I hope he got the spirit of it.
Yeah, he did, all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows that it was was with love.
There was no lines with Suge Knight. Even like he had like Vanilla Ice over like he had him over the balcony, like about to drop him. I don't know if you know that story.
Oh no, I've heard that story.
Okay,
I've heard a story 100 times worse than that, but I can't even. It's so horrible, I can't even say it. But I'll just say that just so you know, there's a story that is way worse than that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, way worse.
You're up on that? Like you have like some secret?
I know a lot of stuff.
I know.
For the guy who plays Leo Getz on. Yeah, this guy. Hello, it's me. Yeah.
I know a story where he tied up like one of our like
allegedly. Let's say allegedly.
All right, he allegedly tied up.
In case Suge gets out.
Yeah.
Let's say allegedly for sure.
It's funny,
especially also because as this guy here, like, yeah.
It's fucked up that I gotta tell you about this story. Like I had to wait till you get here.
Suge could run me over allegedly in a second.
Shit, you don't want to talk about that, Tom.
That's why I said allegedly.
But he actually tied up like one of the most popular artists that's out now.
Really?
And he tied this guy up, and for 2 days, this guy was in a hotel room tied up.
Sure.
In LA. But I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
By the way, who's going to play that in the movie? But here's the thing about all I know about what you hear about is that like the version in Straight Outta Compton was very toned down. The guy with like the pit bulls on chains and like people in their underwear and stuff. That apparently is just like the casual Friday.
Yeah.
That's a casual Friday show.
You figured that out, Tom? Get out of here.
Apparently, that's the one you could put in a movie, and it's actually way weirder.
And by the way, you're not related to John Lennon or anything. Let's get that out the way
there
real
are
quick.
rumors from the very drunk side of my family. You know, you've met Irish people.
Yeah.
They're like, of course it is. He's our second cousin on the fourth side.
It's like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Well, here's the thing. All Irish people are probably related in some way. Yeah, we're all Lennons are from like the west coast of Ireland. So probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got shot, man. That's your homie right there.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
They want to kill us.
So he's the only one that got killed
bad.
You never got shot before.
Me?
You're like so
hip-hop
weirdly,
now. No. In most of the roles I played, I've been pretend shot a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And after the Happy Birthday Suge, Gets Your Birthday Suge night, that could have gotten me killed. But I figure if I lived through that, I guess I'm going to live through almost anything now. Yeah.
One thing you've lived through is you survived a lot of like taking over like these big movies, like especially like the Reno 911 was like, right?
I've been told by a lot of people that, including cops, which is interesting, that they thought Reno 911 was probably the most accurate police show on television. And if that doesn't scare you about the police,
I mean, you guys arrested a chicken.
I don't know what does.
Whose idea was it to handcuff that chicken?
The chicken, that was a lot of fun. In fact, that became an expression that we started using on the show, which was "Don't catch the chicken," because the first take, and we've all got guns loaded with like blanks and stuff, and not, like that shoot like big muzzle flash and stuff. So we chased the chicken around, and one of the people in the cast caught the chicken right away, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Nah, you gotta keep it going.
Don't catch the chicken. Yeah. Don't catch the chicken. So then that became the expression whenever we were improvising. We're like, hey, we're going to do the scene. And guess what? Hey, nobody catch the chicken, okay? Don't catch the chicken right away.
Like 9 cops there.
That means you get to the end way too early. Yeah. When we were doing The State is right when In Living Color was coming up. Mm-hmm. And that show had some amazing stuff on it. It had Crazy Jim Carrey. It had Homie the Clown. And so I'd been a fan for a long time. And I was a little bit nervous to meet him because he's kind of a quiet... There's two kinds of comedians. There's the guys that are screaming all the time, which I guess I'm closer to. I'm afraid. Oh shit!
You think he was gangster? You think he was?
Damon's a little like cooler, and he
conservative.
Yeah, he's a little tough to approach at first.
He's not wild like the other Wayans brothers because his other brothers was crazy.
No, yeah. Here's a funny story. I once looked at Damon's house was for sale. I went to an open house, and I walked through, and so it's like on that lake, Toluca Lake. Mm-hmm. And it looks like an Italian villa. It's like 5 bedrooms, giant balcony overlooking Toluca Lake, 5-car garage. And I went in and I walked through, and the realtor's like, "This is Damon Wayans' house. He's selling it because he wants to move." I'm like, "Wow!" And I'm like, "I can't believe this place is $2 million." And the realtor went, "Oh, no, this is $10 million. What the fuck's wrong with you?" He's like, "You looked at the wrong listing." I was like, "Oh, I can't afford this. I gotta go." And he's like, "It was great meeting you." The guy just walked me through the whole place. He's like, "I assume because you're famous, you could afford it." I was like, "Oh, no, not at all."
Do you prepare yourself for sex scenes? Have you done a lot of them in all your career?
Okay, sure. This is a great question because I've done a bunch of them. Good. Weirdest one ever? Pamela Anderson. I was on that show Stacked with her.
Oh, wow. That's the homie, too.
We had a long kissing scene where she was on top of me. And I'll tell you, when you're kissing Pamela Anderson, you can't get the Tommy Lee video out of your head. It just lingers. It just is like the sword of Damocles, and you can't forget about it. That one was rough.
The back shots.
Then I had a kissing scene with Paul Rudd, and I Love You Man. That was weird. That was a super weird one. Only award I've ever been nominated for, ever, was a MTV Movie Award Best Kiss. Me and Paul Rudd and I Love You Man.
Wow,
that's some weird stuff.
That's a big achievement, right?
It was a pretty big achievement.
God,
big achievement.
Another achievement is you kind of started this movement with them shorts from Reno, man. Like, was it a big like fashion like revolution with them shorts?
The thing I decided, we started thinking about doing the TV show Reno 911. We didn't think about it very long. We just we're like, why don't we just do a spoof of cops? And then within a couple days, we were already shooting it.
Whose idea was to start with the
and then the shorts was a bad idea. The shorts was, I was like, what if I'm wearing shorts? And then I was just like, what if they just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and I'll get them really small? And the crazy thing is, so somebody sent me a picture this year. If you go into any Walmart in America right now, in the videos, DVD section, there's a giant cutout of me in those shorts, which is really weird. And I certainly did not think it was Walmart material, but it's greeting you. Go in any Walmart just if you want to see my package. It's right there in all the. It's really
Who did you get to design it? Was it?
I got the idea for the shorts. If you ever saw that movie, there's a movie with Demi Moore called G.I. Jane.
Oh my God, that old school movie?
Yeah, old school movie. And Viggo Mortensen has like a blonde highlighted mustache and like tiny, like I guess the Navy SEALs wear real short shorts when they run around in the training. And I looked at Viggo Mortensen in that movie and I'm like, I'm just going to do that whole look. But no one's going to take me seriously when I do it.
And you were having fun with them shorts in every episode, man.
I did have fun with those shorts, and then years later, to my surprise, I somehow had a baby I got my wife pregnant, which I was like, after all those shorts, using those shorts, that seemed crazy unlikely because permanent damage.
He's like squeezing them balls.
Permanent damage.
But yeah, he was squeezing the shit out of them balls, man.
I just got an announcement that the Hamilton Lottery's open, guys. That's what that sound effect was. The Hamilton Lottery is available. I got to jump in. Give me 2 seconds here while I jump in the Hamilton Lottery.
Shout out to Hardin, Las Vegas, the best dispensary in the world.
In a fast-paced world, every day brings new challenges and new opportunities. At Strayer University, we know a thing or two about getting and staying ahead of change. For over 130 years, we've been providing students like you with innovative tools, customized support, and an education built to empower you, so you can find your way forward and always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.